Hey guys, welcome back. We've got episode 18 of the Vision Board podcast. I'm Tristan Cannell, and alongside me, Johnny Stofko.
Johnny Stofko, what's up?
Today, guys, it's about bringing you a fresh new talent on the show. We've got Luke Sanders of the UFC. He just made his UFC debut with a stunning victory recently on the big TJ Dillashaw, Dominic Cruz undercard.
He was on the UFC Boston. He got performance of the night, submission of Maximo Blanco, UFC veteran. So we're really excited to have cool hand Luke Sanders on the show.
Yeah, it's good to see someone younger coming up, and we'll get some different perspective on life from Luke coming up. But just before that, guys, just a big thank you for your continued support. We continue to rise up those charts, which is pleasing, and we're just continuing to grow. So, guys, just keep spreading the word for us. If you haven't yet, just subscribe and just leave us a 5-star review.
Yeah, man. We appreciate all the help, the love, the support. Let's keep this thing going. Momentum is building. Let's rock and roll.
Awesome. Just a big shout out to our sponsors, Jack Rabbit Slim's Barbershop in Potts Point, and also The Organic Trainer.
Yeah, check The Organic Trainer out at www.theorganictrainer.com for all of your exercise, tea, and recovery needs. When you're proceeding to the checkout, use code word The Vision Board to receive 10% off of all of your purchases. If you're living in the Sydney, Australia area, be sure to check out Jack Rabbit Slim's Barbershop. Set an appointment up. Call a date up with Dre. He's always booked. He's doing his thing over there in King's Cross and Potts Point. Jack Rabbit Slim's Barbershop.
Awesome. Well, guys, here is our special guest, Luke Sanders.
Luke.
It makes me wanna creep.
I got something for your mind, your body, and your soul. I got something for your mind, your body, and your soul.
The Vision Board Podcast, hosted by Johnny Stofko and Tristan Cannell.
Well, our special guest today, we've got Luke Sanders. Luke is an MMA professional with a record of 11-0. He recently made his UFC debut with a first-round rear naked chokehold submission of one of the veterans, Maximo Blanco. So welcome to the podcast. We've got cool hand Luke. We've got Luke Sanders. Luke, welcome to the show, man.
Yeah, what's up, guys?
What's up, man?
Awesome, man. Well, let's talk with some positives first. Obviously, UFC debut. It was pretty impressive the way you stopped Blanco there, man. It looked as though you were dominating the fight early. You dropped him. You rushed in. He caught you back. You were down on the ground for a little while there. Tell us what you were thinking there, man. Like, were you thinking, whoa, shit, what the hell did I get myself into? Or what was going through your mind there, man?
I was like, man, everybody thinks my ground game suspect. I'm not fucking tapping out, no way. And I was like, it can't end like this. So,
Yeah, man. It was very...
Get out.
Go on.
Just get out any way possible, man. I didn't want to tap unless I was going to go to sleep, so...
Yeah, it was very impressive, too, man. One of my favorite things, we interview MMA, mixed martial artists, fighters, boxers, entrepreneurs. One of my favorite things about the UFC is the production of the weigh-ins. And I'm a big fan of watching, mannerisms, body language, how people carry themselves. So during the weigh-ins, the one thing I was very impressed with you, it was almost more... A lot of guys talk about their first fight being nervous. A lot of guys that, analysts, experts will say, it's a different animal being in a cage. When you were on the scales, it was almost like a relief. I was watching the weigh-in. I was watching the stare down. It was like, you were actually on an asterisk of the list of the fights to watch. And talk about that feeling when you're on that scale and they're getting your number and you get called up, that whole production. What were your feelings about that?
Man, I was kind of like, let's hurry up and do this so I can get some water. That's what I wanted first. That's all I really cared about. But kind of like the actual weigh-in thing was it was like a little, like the first reality check of it all, because it was pretty big. Like most weigh-ins ain't that big, but you looked out there and it was full of people. But it was cool though. Like I looked out there and I liked it, It felt good. Like especially, I don't know if you're gonna ask me, but like when they were announcing my name, bro, I started peacocking a little bit. Like I just looked up, man, and I seen all those people.
Yeah.
Bro, and I had chills. Like, man, I could feel everything. It was awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, there's a photo of you. The one. I think you use it on your social media page with you there, and it says the UFC, and you could tell if I were a gambling man during that fight, because people looked at Blanco. You were last second fill-in. This guy's coming off 3 victories. We're down in Australia, so there's one of those guys from New Zealand, Hooker, that Blanco beat, and it was kind of one of those things. You either rise to the occasion or you crumble, and that had to be just an awesome moment for you especially in the cage after the interview. What was that like?
Man, like sometimes I get like, I kind of froze up a little bit. I was like, I didn't know what to say. Like, I'm just thinking about everything that just happened and like how happy I was. I didn't even know what I was saying. Mostly, I was just talking.
Yeah.
So, but it was fun, man. I was super pumped to get the W, and I got a little weird there with the camera afterwards. Like, I hopped up there. I think I was like making out with the camera or something. It was kind of weird, but I was like, whatever.
Yeah, man, you were in the moment. That's awesome.
Luke, with the fight only giving you like 9 days notice into the fight, was that an advantage, not having to like do too much preparation and look too much at your opponent? Like,
yeah, see, that was kind of weird because I like to prepare and kind of like get mentally ready, but luckily, like now I'm in a point in my career, so I'm training nonstop, and between my last fight and this fight, I've never prepared myself as much. I've never been as serious and as focused as I am now. So I felt good going in there. Like, I knew I was going to be ready just because I had been putting in the work in between my last fight and this fight more than ever. So I wasn't worried about it. I knew I had gotten better and I had been working to get better. So I was just excited. Man, I got a bunch of different things I still ain't even pulled out, man. Like, I'm just showing little bits and pieces, man. I got so many more tools in the bag that I ain't had to show yet. And when it comes time, I'm going to bust them out.
Yeah, that's interesting you say that, because in my notes I actually wrote what it reminded me of is an interview that Holm gave after she was being interviewed after she beat Rousey, and one of the interviewers asked her, you didn't look too convincing in your first 2 fights. And she went on to say that was part of her game plan. She didn't want to show all of her tools. And watching the 3.5 minutes I think it took for you to dismantle Blanco, you mentioned that people might have slept on your ground game, so you got the submission. The thing that I noticed the most, I'm sure the world did, was that left hand. That left hand you were throwing, and also the accuracy you were throwing it with. You hit the kid. I mean, I think you dropped him maybe 3 times, and then you finally finished him with the rear naked. But that left hand, that's definitely. Do you have a boxing background? Did you grow up throwing hands initially and then found your way going into MMA, or how was that evolution?
Yeah, man. Like a lot of people don't know it, but I started wrestling when I was in 2nd grade. I started wrestling because I was getting in fights at school at that age, and not like picking on kids, but like, I mean, like I went to school and there was some rough. I always fought the bigger kids, but like. My principal, he was like, I had a lot of energy as a boy, and he was like, "Man, we gotta do something with you. Let's put you in wrestling." So I started wrestling, and then I kind of quit fighting, because I got to like put that energy out into something, and it kept me a little bit out of trouble in school and stuff. Wasn't acting up as bad because like I could let my energy go and stuff. I just wanted to like do man shit. So
yeah, awesome. It's interesting. We see a lot of. Like, it's probably hard for you to see because you're in the moment, you're living it, but we watch a lot of fights. And after you won that fight, I call Tristan up, and I was like, dude, this guy, from the weigh-ins, from what I saw in the weigh-ins, from him walking to the cage, I think, like, what are your aspirations for 2016? Where's your head set at? You're undefeated, you're 30. 145, is that your natural division? Are you fighting there, or do you go up?
No, I'll be going to 135 after this fight. As of right now, that's the talk. So I'm 8-0 at 145, and then I'm 3-0 at 135. So
okay.
But as of right now, yeah, my next fight I'll have a full camp and I'll be at 135. So
yeah, cool. Luke, growing up, man, who were some of the idols, like whether from boxing, kickboxing? Who'd you look up to growing up, man?
Man, dude, I thought I was Van Damme when I was a little kid, man. I used to watch that dude all the time. I used to love Van Damme. He was like my favorite. I I got pictures of my mom. She thinks it's hilarious. I got pictures when I was a little kid doing splits between the chairs. And, like, man, I did everything he did. I watched that dude, like, repetitively all day. But I like Van Damme a lot. Yeah, he'd probably be my favorite, you know?
Awesome. Is there
I
another
thought he was
kickboxing
cool.
film? Another kickboxing film coming out?
I think they're gonna do another kickboxing. I'm not sure. I like Van Damme too, but
Yeah.
rumors of a sequel.
I think there's a sequel.
Hopefully
coming
they
out, man.
maybe
Yeah,
GS.
I think there is, yeah. I think there's one coming out. I think, like, GSP's doing it.
That's who I would say the best. I haven't heard of it, but if you'd pick somebody, it'd probably be that guy. GSP's a
Yeah.
savage.
Yeah, when I was, like, 18, I seen him fight. I was like, my mom, it was back when they had the old boxes, and it was like a pay-per-view thing.
Yep.
And I seen him, so we had like the little chip, and you could watch the pay-per-views for free, and I was like at my mom's house this night. I was like 18, and that was a long time ago, but it was like his first fight against Carl Parisian.
Yep.
I was like, I liked him before anybody liked him or knew who he was. Because I was like, he kind of reminds me of Van Damme. Like,
Yeah.
you know, the same body build, but,
Yeah.
you know, he went in there and he handled business too. So,
Yeah.
like, the combination, I always liked him. And then everybody jumped on the bandwagon. And then I was kind of like, you know.
Do you see the documentary they did? They've done a couple, but the one like 10 years ago with GSP and Loazon? I think it was Dan.
Yeah, I seen that a while ago. It's been a while, but yeah.
He's GSP is an interesting type guy. He's very introverted. He doesn't even consider himself a fighter, and he talks about, like, well, you just said he was bullied as a young man, and he found his expression through combat. So, do you ever find yourself where you are? Because it has to be pretty. I don't want to use the word overwhelming because you look really comfortable, but like, say you get, you know, the next fight, you win by knockout, you know, best case scenario, and then people are going to start looking at you. People will start looking at you more and more. Do you see yourself as for younger people, do you see yourself walking the path of being able to, somebody that people could look up to and maybe mimic?
Man, I've had some great responses, you know, but that's always the goal, to get as big as I can and, you know, to be the UFC champion. Like, I got in this sport because, for one, I thought I could beat the guys that I was watching on TV. So that's why I got in the sport. I didn't want to be like 40 years old and be that guy sitting around watching UFC and be like, I could have beat him up when I was 18 or when I was 20. I could have beat him up. I know I could have. Like, I thought I could, so, well, I knew I could, so I wanted to do it. I wanted to do what it takes and get my chance, and I wanted to be the best in the world.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm living the dream right now, so
Cool, man.
I can't complain at all.
Yeah.
Luke, you obviously, with your camps, you're between MMA Lab in Arizona and also back home Nashville MMA. What's the difference between the two camps? Is it something where you can prepare with different fighters and coaches? Can you just tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so like I have a daughter, she's 8, so when I'm in town, you know, I get to see her and I get to spend time with my family, and then I'm training here to get better and more enjoyment because I don't have as much like grind because my competition isn't as impactful. They're not as high caliber.
Yep.
And then when I go into camp mode, then I can practice the stuff I've been working here with the higher level guys and figure out what's working, what's not, and I can actually like kick it into overdrive and then, you know, put what I'm working on into play, and then, you know, go out there and know I'm ready as I could be and get the fight in.
Yeah, man. Luke, what's your philosophy? We ask, say we ask 10 different fighters, they'll give us 10 different answers in regards to your strength and conditioning, your training, just from your body type. You know, I would guess that you love doing the weights. Are you an old school mentality of, you know, you got 8 weeks for the camp or 6 weeks, whatever that, and then is it structured every single time, or are you open to maybe trying things differently and experimenting?
I like doing that kind of. Actually, I put all in my coaches. You know, it doesn't have to be the same for me, but there's a formula.
Yeah.
There's a formula to everything. You know, like if you're training for a marathon, like a runner, you have a formula. You know, you don't want to go mixing formulas if you need to get, whatever you're making. You gotta use the formula, and you learn what works for you and what doesn't. But during camp, I have the formula, and that's do what my coaches tell me to. And outside of camp, though, that's when I'm more or less trying to mix it up, change it up, learn different stuff, kind of figure out if those things are something I should add, or, if it's helping for my next fight. So, but I like strength training. I think that's a huge part of mixed martial arts, especially at the highest level. I think that's a really important aspect of the training.
Awesome. Luke, who are the coaches you're working with at the moment?
I work with Lance Patrick here in Nashville MMA, and then in Arizona I work with Nico Shahan and John Crouch at the MMA lab.
Cool. And are they the ones that set your strength and conditioning stuff as well? Or they got their own crew there?
Yeah. So my strength coach out there is Jared Acoy, and then I got a strength coach here, trains a lot of the NFL guys, and this is where I've been implementing some different kind of strength and conditioning, which I'm really liking the results of. And that's Dario Camacho out here at D1. It's owned by Peyton Manning. Okay. So it's a real good facility, man. And I've been seeing nothing but good stuff far from.
I like your style. So if your footwork, is there anybody, if our listeners are listening, they haven't seen Luke's fight, wide stance, man, you're tactical, and that left hand comes out of nowhere. Or do you mimic your style off someone, or does that just come natural? You push you push the envelope, you pressured the whole fight, and you're not looking to dance. You know what I'm saying? You're looking for contact. So is there anybody that you tell yourself that you kind of can mimic your style after?
No, man. I like a lot of people's style in the game, and I try to work different styles. But then in the end, I know what works for me and what doesn't, and that's just my thing. In the end of the day, you gotta be you. You can play with different tools, and you can get tweaked, and you can get, you can work on different things. But at the end of the day, you gotta be you. And that's what I do when it comes time to fight. I don't really try to change anything up, but I want to be me. So I just do my thing out there when it comes time.
Luke, obviously, like Johnny did say, you've got that fast style. You press the action. You're all action. You've got that first round submission.
Very exciting.
It's in different comparison to the actual main event between Dominic Cruz and TJ Dillashaw, which was a little bit slower paced. It went 5 rounds. What's your opinion of the main event, man?
Man, I think that was that's boring, man. I think they looked like two flies behind a curtain just buzzing around, trapped behind a curtain. I don't know. They looked like they were playing patty cake, man. Two girls, and then run away.
I wish you could see Luke do this right now.
It looked like me, and even when they did hit, it was bro, neither one of y'all moved.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was I don't know, man. It wasn't exciting for me.
It's going to be interesting, you at 135, because in the past they say, Barral was a big hitter at 135 and Dillashaw made him look very suspicious. And then they said Dillashaw's power, but, Dominic Cruz isn't necessarily, a huge, giant of a dude, and he couldn't knock him out. So just, maybe in hindsight, you in the 135 division, do you look at yourself as one of the heavy hitters there?
Man, I like to think I got good power for 135. I think I can be a bully at 135. So, only time will tell. But I'm not worried about my power, putting my power up against any of them guys. So I don't see that being an issue.
Yeah, I like what you said in an interview about how some guys didn't want. I think you were asked about the short notice about fighting Blanco, and you were like, some guys didn't want to fight him. And then you were like, yeah. I've been ready. I stay ready for this. This is what I do. It's going to be fun to watch you, so we're excited about it.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it, dude. Yeah, just staying ready, man. Just being a professional about it.
Yeah. Luke, what do you think of Conor McGregor stepping up and fighting Dos Anjos? Do you have an opinion there?
I mean, he's Conor McGregor, so like he gets to do what he wants, man. I mean, he's backed up everything he said so far, so how can you go against him? You know, like honestly, I was thinking it was gonna be a better fight against him and whatchamacallit, but people asked me who I thought was gonna win, and I couldn't go against the man because he's done everything he said. So I was like, first round knockout. That's what he said.
Yeah.
I didn't know 6 seconds, but I told everybody first round knockout.
Yeah.
He said one done. Literally, it was like 2 and done. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's enough. You know, like he backs up what he says. So,
100%.
and I see him probably winning. Although Dos Anjos is a monster, and you know,
Good
but
fight.
can't go against the man.
Luke, I'm looking in the background. There's a big lion behind you, man. Is that something
Yeah,
that is? Is that you?
That looks
Is
like
that
you.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna let the hair down when I get off, and I'm like, yes,
Dude, the
No.
hair's dope.
I got that the other day. I was pretty pumped about it. I was like, I'm gonna put that right there. That looks good right there.
Yeah, it's dope, man. I was thinking the same
For
thing.
the audience at home, we're on Skype at the moment, and Luke's got this massive picture of a big lion behind him, and it's just translating because the body language he's said
Yeah.
nice, you know, and his first round knockout, it just does typify maybe Luke is a lion.
Yeah, man. When were you born, man? What's your sign?
I think I'm Sagittarius. I'm 12-12. I don't really do
12-12.
too much into that, but
Good,
yeah.
dude. I like numbers like that. They match up. Is there anybody that you see? So being a pro fighter, being at the highest level of athlete, combat sports, and the pinnacle of the company? Is there any? Do you guys have like choice in who you fight at all, or is it like you get to call your fighting regardless? Because you have a guy like you, you're undefeated. This is before the Blanco fight, and you don't get a full camp, but you're willing and you have to kind of say yes. Was that in the back of your head at all, like being rushed into it without preparation?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of is a shitty feeling to be like where you are in your career and you feel like you deserve a full camp.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like if it's your dream and that's the only way to get to your dream, I mean, why wouldn't you take that opportunity? And I took it, and I told everybody, I was like, when I get the chance, I'm gonna come in with my pockets empty, but I'm leaving with my pockets full. My hands are gonna be full. I'm coming in there, and I'm grabbing it all, and I'm leaving with it.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, I'm coming in, pockets empty. I'm coming out, fucking with as much as I can.
Yeah,
I'm coming in to take it all.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
Luke, that was literal too, because you won the $50,000 performance of the night, correct?
Man, I know. I was telling everybody, every time I swing this, I'm swinging for 50. I was like, bro, every time I get in exchange, it's 50 G's on my coming out.
What are you planning to do with the 50 G's, man?
I'm gonna help my mom. She's in the middle of remodeling her kitchen, so she always like helps me like meal prepping and stuff. Like, so I'm gonna help her get her new kitchen going. So
That's awesome,
I
man.
just dropped her some money, so I'm excited about that, man. She deserves it. She's my parents have always been real hard workers, and I've looked up to them. You know, they've always put in overtime to like when I was a kid to get me to those tournaments and put me on those all-star teams and allow me to travel up. Like they really had to work extra hours, like overtime and double overtime and all that stuff. Like they worked hard, man, for me. So
Yeah.
it feels good to be able to help her back out. And
That's
you know,
awesome.
You mentioned your parents, and before you obviously mentioned your daughter as well. Are they the people that get you out of bed early in the morning, get you out and training every day?
Yeah, man. Like fighting. Fighting's not an easy sport, but it for me, I get enjoyment out of them. Being able to like be a part of it, and like I know it makes them happy and it makes them feel good. So like it helps drive me to do better and try to be better.
Yeah.
So they can be like, I feel like they get as much out of it as me, if not more.
Yeah, definitely.
So it really helps me seeing them.
Yeah. Well, they're probably on the journey. They're on the journey with you too. So,
Yeah. So it's a good thing, man.
Did you visualize this like years ago? Was that your goal? Was that your dream to be a UFC champion?
Yeah, man. When I started here, I was like, I'm gonna go to the UFC. I want to be the UFC champion. I was like, I got into it to be in the UFC, you know.
Yeah.
And
After that victory, how does it work? Do you sign to a multi-fight contract, or do you still just play it by ear?
yeah, I got a multi-fight deal with them, and then I won that fight. So it's just gonna be a better situation for me now. So
Would you be ready for 200?
I don't know if I was, like I said, I don't think many people was counting on me winning that. You know,
Yeah.
I was the rookie at the event. They were calling me rookie and stuff.
Yeah, I said.
So my name ain't rookie no more though.
Oh, man.
How did it feel walking up? Because it was at the TD Garden, correct?
Boston, man. Yeah.
Just the big stadium. Instead of, you know, back in your early days of your career, you probably would have been fighting some small venues and things like that. How did it feel walking into the venue with all the security around you, into the dressing room?
The production of the
and,
UFC,
you know,
getting announced.
knowing that you're going to be part of this show. How did that make you feel compared to before when it was just another fight?
Man, you know what? I didn't really feel anything. I didn't feel anything, man. I was just like, I was pretty chill and relaxed. I'm usually pretty chill and relaxed. I could take a nap. Like, once I walk into the cage, I could always take a nap. Like, I could just go to sleep right there.
That's crazy.
I could just lay down with my pillow and go out. I'm just like, just real zenned out, man. When I go in there, I'm just chilling.
Yeah,
I didn't feel anything until Bruce Buffer started announcing my name, and I looked up into the garden, and I see all those people at the top. Oh, that's when I was just like, whew. I started peacocking, bro. I was like, whew. I felt like a peacock. I was feeling it, man.
Who gave you your nickname? Cool Hand. Who gave you Cool Hand Luke, man? Who gave you that nickname?
Yeah, my parents are like huge hippies.
Paul Newman.
So like, yeah, they're big hippies, and all their friends, they used to just joke around and call me that when I was a little boy, and then it come back around when I was a little older. Like my uncle started saying it again, and
yeah,
that was it, man. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Everybody was feeling it, so
yeah, that's dope.
Kind of stuck with me.
Cool, man. So would you be? You say you stay ready. You didn't sustain any significant injuries in that last fight. If they were to call you tomorrow, like, are you still on call, or are you now like part of like a system to where you know that you just fought, you kind of have time to rest and prepare, or is it always like if they call you got to go? What's that like?
Yeah, no. What we talked about before, that I'd get a camp for my next fight.
Oh, so that's standard.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It depends on how you do, too, you know? Like, if you do good, then you're going to have more say, and they're going to want to work with you more. So I feel like that's the case, you know? I feel like if I had put on a bad performance, then maybe I would have had to, you know? It just depends, you know? I think there's no set way to get in the UFC, you know? Like, there's not.
Yeah, you said.
So if you get the call and that's what you want to do and that's your dream, take that shit.
Yeah, cool, man. Are you still
Make
coaching?
that happen.
I know you do. I think I read somewhere that you were doing. You were coaching like PTN training. Is that still something?
Yeah.
Is that still something you're doing?
Yeah, man. I'm still gonna do it while I'm home. I like to stay busy. I don't want to sit around and be too stagnant. Like, you know, I'm kind of young, so I want to be active. I want to, you know, stay in the mix. I want to keep making money. You know, I don't want to just spend my money. I got to make money and try to save up and, you know, be productive every day. So if I got to do a little work and help other people, I enjoy that too. So
that's awesome.
I'll do it.
Cool.
Yes.
And Luke, just a question that we ask most of our guests that come on, just a bit of a personality question. If Luke Sanders was to have a dinner party, apart from your close family and friends, name 5 people that you would invite to your dinner party, man.
Like celebrities or just
dead or alive? Dead or alive. Any 5 people,
any
man.
people.
All right, probably Rob Dyrdek's.
Oh, really?
Rob.
Ohio boy.
Yeah, I do Rob Dyrdek's. Man, I need a hot chick. Probably like, I don't know. Man.
Well, you could probably get
maybe
4 if
like
you wanted
J-Lo.
to.
I like Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah, J-Lo.
She's
got
cool.
that booty.
Bruce Springsteen. I like
Ooh,
Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce.
He's got a concert next month I want to go to so bad.
You know, Bruce wrote a song about my hometown about 15 years ago, Youngstown. Have you heard that song?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to play it, man. He's got a lot of good ones.
Yeah, he's the man, man. They call him the boss. There's a reason, man.
The boss, bro. Oh,
He's a beast.
Oh.
All right, that's 3.
Yeah.
You got 2 more.
Elvis.
Ooh.
Elvis Presley.
Ooh.
Tennessee.
I would have to see the King.
He'll bring those masks.
I think and Snoop Dogg.
Oh.
Long Beach.
I saw Snoop Dogg the other day. He was on a funny video, narrating these
Doing the
animals.
Yeah, the Snoop Dogg viral. Look, man, we really, really appreciate your time, man. We know you're a busy dude in training. A lot of our listeners, we use this platform for, dynamic people giving stories of inspiration. For anyone listening at home, could you just leave us with some motivational words or some wisdom that's worked for you?
Yeah, man. There's a quote that I really like, and I think it's pretty driving. So hard work beats talent if talent refuses to work hard. So basically, if you're talented and you're not working, hard, and someone else is working harder than you, they're gonna beat that talent because you're not working with it. And if you are talented and you're working harder, then you're gonna be that much better, and it's gonna be that much easier for you to get to where you want to be. So hard work beats talent if talent refuses to work hard. So you got to work hard.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Work smart, but work hard.
Some wise words, Luke. That's awesome, man. Thank you so much for coming on today, man. We'd love to have you on later in the year too.
Yeah, we'll be cheering for you, man. We'll keep in contact for your next fights and continue to let our Australian crowd, aware of who you are.
Yeah, man, thanks. I want to come check it out. I'm talking to this chick that lives in the city, actually, just a little bit. I've met her before and stuff, but, not talking to her, but,
Just
chatting with her.
Yeah, just chatting.
Just chatting.
She's cool.
All good,
But,
man.
all right, man.
Well, hopefully
Yo,
we'll see
thanks,
you down
buddy.
in Sydney soon, man.
Yeah, be good.
All right. Later, bud.
Take care, bro.
Cool hand Luke.
Luke.
Sanders, man. So for our audience listening, so literally I've only heard of Luke Sanders a week ago. We were watching the fights and
Last Sunday,
Yeah,
Monday our time.
it was
Sunday
Monday our
in the
time,
United States.
and what I like to do is I like to watch the weigh-ins, like we were chatting with Luke about, and seeing the demeanor of fighters. And this guy, he comes to the stage, no one's ever heard of him, body in exceptional shape, his hair looking like a warrior, and I was like, who is this dude? And there was not one doubt in his mind he was going to lose. So that was like the one fight I was watching, I wanted to pay attention to, and as soon as he won, I sent him the message. I was like, dude, I think he could be a champ.
Yeah.
Like how he carries himself.
You were very excited when you rang me straight away about him.
I was like, because we watch so many fights, and you see he's not the mold. Is what I mean by that is he's not your typical new fighter in the UFC, first time fighter. He's not starstruck. He's not super timid. This dude came in throwing hammers.
But life is about opportunities.
Yeah, and he grabbed it.
He knew that he might only have one. He could have easily submitted straight up, and that would have been at the end pretty much. Maybe not the end, but maybe he wouldn't have been seeing a UFC opportunity for a long, long time.
Yeah, and he just turned 30, I think. So anyone listening at home, just YouTube Luke Sanders versus Maximo Blanco. You'll see what we're talking about. Blanco, 3-fight win streak, was putting himself in line for that 145-pound shot. And Luke came out of nowhere and derailed that. And for him to say he's a natural 135, he is dangerous in that division.
People out there, especially for Australians, we're talking about a 4-kilo difference.
Yeah.
10 pounds. So
10
that's
pounds.
in fighting, that's huge, especially when you're only 5'6", 5'7".
Yeah.
A 10-pound advantage is virtually 10% of your body weight.
And that 135-pound division isn't a power division. Like the champion, Dominic Cruz, is speed, footwork. TJ Dillashaw, speed, footwork. You put a guy like Sanders in there, throwing that left hand. Man, he I think he's going to surprise a lot of people.
Yeah, it was good to get his perspective on that main event too, because
Yeah.
it did look like they were just holding back. I guess sometimes when you get to that
You
level,
don't want to make mistakes.
you might not. Yeah, the loser is going to get put back a peg. So
Yeah, the stakes are so high. I get that part, but from a fan's perspective, we want to see outright chaos.
that's what's great about having someone like Luke, because he's got nothing to lose, and he wants to get on that front foot. He wants to impress. There's opportunities for him to get money otherwise, 50,000 fight of the night.
Yeah.
That's why he put the the foot on the pedal because
Yeah.
you want that money.
You
It's
want that money.
competitive, because realistically, you probably only got a few $1,000s to actually fight in the actual, if anything.
Don't quote me. I think it's 2,000 to fight, 2,000 to win initially.
Yeah.
And I only know this because I have a friend who fights in the UFC. I'm not going to name drop, but yeah, 2,000 to fight, 2,000 to win, and then if you win if you get the fight of the night, no matter what, it's 50 Gs.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So that's huge. That's for a guy like that.
That
I
gives the
mean,
incentive for people to go out there and put a show on
and throw hammers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he was. I like how also his energy.
Yeah.
Like he reminded me of a little kid.
Yeah.
I felt like we were talking to like a little
See, it would
8-year-old.
have been good actually to have some video because
Yeah.
Luke was actually doing, with his body language as usual, he was doing this peacock thing, he was
Yeah.
describing peacocks.
Yeah.
And the lion. That's why I just said the lion bit because he
looks like a lion.
ferocious lion.
Yeah, he was. There was zero doubt in that kid's. Keep bringing it up, but we can't emphasize enough how important it is to believe in yourself. And the more we talk to these combat athletes, the more we realize is that they're the most humble people on earth because they're used to getting beat up.
Well, realistically, there's not much that separates them at the top level. So
Yeah.
the mindset's going to be the biggest thing because
That's gonna
realistically,
separate you.
They've all been training like this since they're 9 years old. So
Yeah.
in terms of physicality,
They're
they're
gonna
not
be used
really
to it.
learning anything when they're 30 years old.
Yeah.
But in terms of mindset and
Could you
handling-
get hit in the mouth and come back? In his case, I think it was he was on the ground. It was almost a rear naked from the ground, but his arm was pinned behind his neck when Blanco almost had him. And I was like, yeah, this kid, he's done. His UFC, and he swings the hips open, jumps right back to his feet. 20 seconds later, catches him with the left hand again, and then submitted him. And it was a very, very impressive victory. I think he's going to be up and coming, one of those guys to watch in that division.
Yeah, I think so as well, and it's good that we've caught him early because
Very important.
it's good to get people and use this as a platform to promote him.
For sure.
Because he's a young guy on the way up, and I like his style. He's like
His
I said,
sti-
all action.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to really impress you guys. So, like Johnny said, look him up on YouTube because that fight, seriously, it takes you about 3 minutes to watch.
3.5 minutes. His style, it's similar. His footwork's similar to McGregor's, the very wide stance, and he kind of shuffles with that back foot. I don't think I saw him throw one kick, and he just threw that left hand over and over. Good head movement, and he's not afraid to take a shot. I like guys like that. Maybe a little 135 Robbie Lawler.
Absolutely.
Similar style. Keeps his
Yeah.
hands a little lower. But so what are you working on?
Working on this week, some more workouts for people. Got a stack of clients in. Big shout out to a few of my clients. They've been working hard. Dan, Glenn, a couple of new clients, Ash and Cam, working real hard for me too. So everyone's seeing some results. It's summertime in Sydney. It's great because everyone's more confident, getting stronger.
I got
And
two
we've had a
shout-outs.
really good time in the gym lately. Just really
rocking and
fun.
rolling? Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, people say the gym can't be fun. The gym can't be fun if you're hanging around the wrong people. Anywhere can be fun, especially a place of evolution. A couple shout-outs I have, two specific clients of mine. The Oz, the Wiz, Marianne Osborne. Marianne, she's a client of mine I've had for a while now, overcoming an injury, a setback. She's very, very high-level client, so she's into endurance training. She had an injury about 8 weeks ago. Really took her all the way back, and we're just now starting to see her patience and perseverance pay off. So it's very inspiring to be around people like that.
She's an athlete.
Yeah, you know her very well. She's definitely an athlete. I've learned, I think, just as much from her as that she's learned from me. I probably learned more from her. And then also Katrina McKenzie, K-Mac. I met Katrina in the elevator maybe a year ago, and she couldn't walk. And she just said that her practitioner told her she needed to go get spinal cord surgery. So I'm not patting myself on the back. I'm patting her on the back because now we jump on scales, and the reaction was, in terms of her evolution, her weight loss, it brought me to tears, like to see her reaction, just being able to be part of a person's growth, belief system and evolution. It's a special thing. So thanks to Katrina and Marianne. So
Well done, man.
I'm excited for moving forward as well.
Awesome. Guys, we've got more great episodes coming up. I won't spoil, we've got a couple of UFCs, come on, big fitness entrepreneurs and nutritionists coming on. So stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe and leave us a quick review. It takes you 30 seconds. If you're listening to us right now, you virtually can do it while you're listening.
Yeah, subscribe, 5-star. Leave us some comments. Give us a hashtag, the Vision Board Podcast. Give me an email.
And you
Say
might
what's
hear it a
up.
lot, but it does help us just with charts and just for us,
Yeah.
just tracking who's listening and just to see for our own sort of.
Yeah, guys, and we're doing all this. TK and I, Tristan and I, are doing this all on our own, collectively together, working with you. So a lot of the people we're going up against are these huge corporate machines such as Fox, ESPN, BBC News, and then what pops up on that chart? Who is the Vision Board Podcast?
Exactly.
So that's a tribute to our friends, family, fans, clients who are listening. We can't say thank you enough. So just continue that support, and also let your friends know that there's two guys out in Sydney who are doing something new and fresh, trying to empower, educate, inspire people.
Definitely. And a way for us to thank you is, get your involvement. So send any questions to info@thevisionboardpodcast.com. Any questions you want me and Johnny to answer, feature, maybe you've got some suggestions on some guests that you might want to see, we can have a look at that. So definitely, anything you send us, it's either me or Johnny that's going to send you an email back, because we're the only two that control that email.
Yeah.
Same thing, hit us up on social media, on our website, same thing. We don't have an assistant, we don't have a computer working, it's us.
Yeah.
We will answer you back, even if it's just a simple fitness question, and you're not our client, it doesn't matter, we will answer you back.
Yeah, I had an email from a listener about a book he's reading, and I should read it. And it was actually brought up, I think it's Neil Krauss, The Truth. Neil Strauss, yeah. One of our guests we haven't released yet was just talking about it. So things like that. If there's something that you feel that we can learn, that we need to maybe just add in some new flavors, some new mix, let us know. You can catch us on Twitter at the Vision Board Podcast. You can catch me on Instagram at _FitCoach. Tristan's on Instagram at
Tristan Cannell Fitness is one word.
Yeah, and our Facebook page. We have a Facebook podcast page, the Vision Board Podcast, and at www.thevisionboardpodcast.com.
Yeah, just before we go, just a big shout out to our sponsors, Jackrabbit Slim's Barbershop and The Organic Trainer.
Check The Organic Trainer out at www.theorganictrainer.com. It's an excellent exercise tea and recovery company. They have some awesome flavors. They have an awesome flask. When you're proceeding to the checkout, use keyword The Vision Board to receive 10% off of all of your purchases. If you're living in the Sydney, Australia area, please be sure to check out Jackrabbit Slim's Barbershop. Trey is the guy running it. He's in the chair. He's in the store the whole time. He's doing, honestly, the best work. I will only go to him, so I'm a little biased. King's Cross, Potts Point, Jackrabbit Slim's Barbershop.
Awesome. Well, guys, have a great week. And like I said, do get in touch. We want to hear from you. Johnny, you have a great day, man.
You too, man. TK, looking forward to our next one.
We'll see you soon.
Peace.
It makes me wanna creep.
I got something for your mind, your body, and your soul. I got something for your mind, your body, and your soul.
The Vision Board Podcast, hosted by Johnny Stofko and Tristan Cannell.